Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Crusader Kings 3, the Normandy, here on the Lord Master channel. I've actually thought of a new idea. Of what I plan on doing for this part of the series now. Because you know how we did the Norman Conquest for, Greater Normandy and all that? Well, how about we do the real Norman Conquest against England? But to do that, some of you people are asking, well, how on earth are you going to take England? Well, first things first, I'm going to need some piety. Lots of piety before doing anything else. So I will actually go on a little pilgrimage to Mount St. Michael. Just go for that. Renown gain's fairly good, so I don't think we need to worry about that, so just leave it at that. I just want some extra piety along the way before doing anything else. And also I'd like to make some investments on more siege weaponry. Increase the size of it. So they'll slowly be reinforced during this duration of my pilgrimage. Spend a few months there, and then back again. And then I'm going to do something very unorthodox. Well, I kind of gave myself away in my plans, those exact words, but you get the idea. So, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to disregard the plan of uniting the rest of Normandy by taking these back, and as I said, take the whole England for yourself. Real Norman conquest. But as you know, I am Queen Stephanie the Conqueror of Greater Normandy at the age of 92. So I feel that, that we should do this thing where once I take that title, I'm going to make it my primary title. So once I'm over there, if you can usurp it all, with the exception of that part, as well as the said amount of money to have in order to usurp that title off of it, and you just be a small remnant of what it is. And of course, since you have true ruler, when you become the Queen of England, you can offer vassalization for those who have not yet joined, and they'll come along. That includes Wessex and Cornwall, and Hertfordshire. And anything that isn't part of England, well, we have to fight a few wars for it. A few small wars. Okay? You got me? Get it? Got it? Good. We're moving. Let's do it for the piety. Simply for the sake of it. Scientific for the culture, fascination, progress for the Norman culture. You know how this works. Also, I may not be able to do that again once we go to England. This affected the part of the realm that I don't have personal control over, so there's nothing I can do with that. Blessings of Saint Albert upon ye. 200 piety plus 150 plus 100. That's exactly what we need. Well fed for a year. Give me a huge health boost. even though it's only for a year. Look at me! I'm feeling good at 92! And of course, I'll be a kind ruler. Just give me a little bit extra piety. Inspiration. What? You want to make a magnificent bow? Well, that's gonna have to wait, because I just made my plans known. 62 out of 80. Still being reinforced. Norman Conquest of England will begin next year. January. Oh, what is this? Grand wedding? No, not going there. Made it known. We're gonna make it big. One last great conquest. Okay, wait a second. Alright. First things first. This is gonna be a 1-2 punch. Launch legendary adventure. It would appear my legend around here has come to an end. I still feel the yearning of more great deeds before I part from this world. There must be more out there. I intend to bring my legend to distant and mythical lands. Gain one-time access to legendary adventure Compatibility, allowing you to abandon your current realm and seek your fortune in a foreign kingdom. To gain adventuring spirit, which will reduce the men-at-arms maintenance by minus 25% and increases the diplomatic age plus 100%. The legend never ends, which means you can conquer anywhere in the world, like say the papacy, for example. Which is, you know, I know it's a bit off, but you get the idea. Or even hell, Byzantium, for one of its kingdoms out there. Gee, you've grown large. Okay, Arabian Empire's too far. And so is Egypt. Africa. That you could do, for example. But you can't do England because you're neighbors. Unless... see, now he's paranoid, craven, and chased, so assassinating would be hard. Like if you were to defeat him or break a truce or something. It may not be the first time to be a truce breaker of anything. Like say, okay, we'll fight these two wars to get our two things back, and then beat them up. And then after that's over, then there's assassinating or break a truce, but to break that truce you're gonna need that. But that chance of shortening a truce is a little far off. And I don't have flexible truces for breaking them. No, I don't have that ability. I already made it known. So, I will take the alternative. Change your faith. How about orthodoxy? I mean, after all, it is a heresy in the eyes of the Catholics. So why do we convert to orthodoxy? It's temporary. Learning difference. Converting to an existing faith. At least there's that. Now look, this is just going to be a temporary thing, okay? We're using orthodoxy as a way to declare holy war to grab England. And then after we grab England, then I'll switch back to Catholicism before everybody gets mad at me for it. But there are other alternatives. Like say, well, what if you return to your religion of your ancestors? Way too much. That ain't happening. But even then, that's still too much. So I think you're better off being orthodox for a while. and use that to clear Holy War. Otherwise, it would have been Nestorianism, simply for the sake of it. So this would be much easier because of them being pluralistic. And plus you could declare holy wars then and there. Pluralists are pacifists. Lollardy are pacifists. Historian, you once contemplated that in your mind when you were stressed one time? But at least they're a lot nicer people. Including that little bit of syncretism from nobody who is dharmic out there. In fact, I don't know if the Buddhists are still around. Huh. Oh, they're still around. Mahayana and Maitreya. They're still barely around. So, it only makes sense to do it with orthodoxy. And then after I'm done being Orthodox Christian, we'll go back to being Catholic once we're after conquering England. We just need it for the like get England title, then we're done. Okay? I'm just looking at it one more time before we leave this behind. Culture fascination progress, though. You get a bit of that temporarily. Compared to, say, Catholic, where culture fascination progress is only that. But still, do it. With the decision to convert to Orthodoxy, temporary. I arranged for the priest to come to my court and conduct the rites. With the fate of my immortal soul in question, I can only pray that I made the right decision. Metaphysics aside, I can take comfort in knowing that the majority of my realm stands united under God, a true Orthodox realm. Yes, I have Gilbert to guide me. An Orthodox Avar. Okay. Now, here's the plan. Holy war for a kingdom. Catholic rulers may join, just a few earls and lords and counts and all that. But I ain't scared. We're doing it for England. And we still got the piety to spare. And once we're done all that, we're going to use that, what little piety we can to get back to being Catholic once this is over. So, within the target title, all titles held by Catholic rulers are seized. He may become an adventurer. As I said, England will be mine. This is the real Norman Conquest. But under a holy war, just to say, hey, we're considered the heretics in the eyes of the world, and we decide to take it over as England. And then, before the Pope even thinks about crusading against England to take it back, we're just converted to Orthodox, Catholicism. I almost said Orthodox Catholicism, as if there was a branch off to it. Then nobody can crusade us. Okay? It'll be back to the way it was. Do it! There has to be the judgment. We know how that one works. Look at you, you little miserable toads. You think you can scare me? I'll take you all on. Capital's not far off. High trade power. Even if you're combined forces, it'll be no match to ours. Not without equal, you know, as far as advantage is concerned. All we need to do is just go over there, take the capital, and then we'll win the war. We'll leave these two alone. Baldwin, you finally got your first child at the age of 58. Matilda. Like that. No fancy dreams will spare their gold. The gold is going to be for the nation building of England. Hegemonic power protection. My old friend, the King of France, has passed. Level 4, level 6. Actually, let's establish a foothold first. I take it south 6. And we'll see how this goes with what they're doing now. Because they don't seem to be attacking Greater Normandy proper. First, let's just take this place. It's a lowered fort level. The army is sort of... Hold your ground. They're making a mistake. Defeat their army first. No, stay here. Damn it, we gotta restart the siege. Ain't got time to screw around. It's England or nothing. They're bringing about everybody over here. Two could play that game. But that's gonna cost you... It's gonna cost you piety for that. So are they coming to Normandy? Because they're all gathering. Oh, they're coming over. Everybody. They're rethinking it. Because they know once we take this place here, we have defensive advantage. 7 out of 10 siege camp sprawls up before me. A mass stack sticks. Dirt. Body. Humanity. And the smell of it fills my nostrils. It's found in the sweet clean air. What intoxicating smell. Such a mixture of bodies, mud, and sweat, and human waste. Flags snap and flail in a rain-drenched wind. Everything is covered in a thick sheet of grey damp like a mud-laden lake. My Lord Lieutenant approaches towards the siege that I had to gather my bodyguards head to the camp. The barony of Lulu stands before me, a smoking pyre. A grey shadow amid the remains of my conquering army. A desolate wasteland of parched fields and smoking hovels dotted with blood and perversion. A witness to a nightmare beyond hell itself. In the fields between, the dead and dying groan and burn, disfigured by flames. Stray dogs pick the enemy's corpses clean. Grieving widows sing out their agonized goodbyes to their husbands, children, men and women and children along the streets, afraid and confused. Weary, hungry, and lost, they travel before the army, gaze up the black sky, waiting for the world to shake itself apart and tumble down on their quaking shoulders. Let me spare it, because it's going to be our land. To the capital. Let's move out. They outnumber us, but they don't have the skills like us. "7 months. It's a higher fort level, but taking it would be a great boon. Yes, the king leads the army, but some of his children there. The pirate king of Brabant. Incoming. Enemy forces are trying to stop us from taking this over. We got him. And there's the main army. Recently disembarked, big mistake. We got him. You have a massive disadvantage for recently disembarking yourselves, you fools. Okay, this one's bigger. We have massive advantage. We defeated our massive army, and here comes some more. We'll take them all on. And look at that. Each victory brings us gold. 312 against the army of England. We're filthy rich. I'll tell you what. You can once go to West here, once make a West Road. I'll fund these 2 inspirations for you. How much? 55. You can go. And you make whoa! Make that bow for me. Yeah, go ahead. Alright, and as she goes to, where are you going again? Western Europe. One trigger made from material that you cannot find here. Manorialism. Alright. That's what I want. And we'll have mangonels in a few months. Just go for stone forts, just to get military buildings. Dedication's overrated anyway. Hold on. Never mind. A messenger arrives with a letter bearing forward sail along with small patch ice. Queen Stephanie of Greater Normandy. The latter begins with no hesitation to script. I arrive with a heavy heart. My warriors position themselves throughout your lands. It means to set fires that would devastate your own. Messengers. Order them to target only empty structures and allow evacuation wherever possible. No torches yet been lit, nor do I wish them to be. A reasonable payment will see my forces withdraw them without harm to your people or their homes. I mean, you were raiding me. Please, it concludes. Let's resolve this matter quickly. As I send it from our campfire, not to your buildings. I pray it remains so. The messenger reports that Fulbright personally instructed orders to prioritize people's safety, even as he threatens their livelihoods. Several friends are warned to leave their vulnerable areas. Compassion at odds with the threat itself. refuse outright. We will not be threatened with fire. We're going to England. There you are. I step out of my tent. Siege camp sprawls up behind. A maze of tents and log palisades. Flags flutter above the throne. Here and there, in tents and makeshift shelters, men hold over the fires, faces submerged with gleaming with rain. A low lieutenant approaches forms into the siege's ending. I get on my bodyguard's head to the edge camp. The barony of Chertsey stands for me. A decaying landscape of crumbling towers and barns, broken fences and burning fields. In the fields between, the dead lie heaped in massive piles, makeshift defenses to the onslaught of arrows. Scattered cottages lie in contorted heaps in the surrounding fields. Survivors stumble out, bereft of hope and joy. A wailing chorus arises from the charred remains of the land. I hear it everywhere, even as I watch the wounded being herded into carts in every direction. Spare it, as I said, it's going to be my land. And my land it shall be. England is mine. You have gained renowned boar hide out of that royal court of theirs. Now allow me to usurp it off of you. It'll cost you 500. It is a primary title of mine now. And those that wish to be vassalized may be allowed to do so. Bernard's regnal crown. This is the regnal item of the crown for England. I was about to say, I'd rather make the Norman crown be the one, not this piece of shit. Cobian crown still has its uses though. Also, yes, I am way over the limit here, but I'll fix that in just a moment. So, we're England now. Their capital is in the Nordic Seas region. Nordic Seas region. Which in this outline it includes, you know, parts over there. Norway, parts of Denmark, London, North Riding, Scotland, Ulster and Dublin, and the islands. I was surprised that nobody's done it yet. So this may grant a new leash on life. So. And in addition, let me see. Commission icon. Right, because I'm Orthodox. At least for a little bit. Isn't there a decision to, embrace English culture? Your realm capital is in England, and the cultural access between us has to be... Ooh, it's gonna be a while. One of these, at least one of these. The harrying of the north has ended, and cultural access between us Normans and the Anglo-Saxons we up to 40. Adopt English culture. I mean, the English culture doesn't happen overnight, but I'm sure vassals will fall in line and support us. course, you could vassalize. You're a prisoner. Active election in the Kingdom of England. We got to be aware of that. London will be the new realm capital here. Cannot move your realm capital to disabled holding. Oh yeah. You're right. You're right. Some titles have to be created. Who's got Mercia? Our vassalage cannot be accepted due to... Oh yeah, different rate. We'll fix that. Right away. You're right, you're right. Be Catholic again. See? Easy. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Everything's back to normal. We did that as an alternate Norman Conquest. But disband the army immediately. And then you could pay homage to John vividly. Yeah, we got a couple new court artifacts that we could put around here. Renowned board hide. King Bernard's tapestry. Again, I tend to live in England now, be separate from there, but remember, this thing is a male preference feudal elective. So obviously gotta vote for Baldwin, but I fear all the others will have their own picks. Not if I can bring a couple of Normans to live around here. And hopefully there will be some cultural acceptance between us and the Anglo-Saxons, which I think it'll be easy to do, as we have to promote cultural acceptance to do so. Things will take a while, and be sure to travel a lot. You know, bring in cultural ambassadors. That is the reason why I went for Cosmopolitan in the first place, for times like that. Although the ruling caste thing doesn't really help. Right. Let's begin. For the Normans. Although I may appoint a few Anglo-Saxons here and there. That place is entirely Anglo-Welsh, so we're putting a Norman up here. Earl Osman, a monk. What are you, Prince Bishop? He has title of monk. Okay, so he's the monk then. Okay. Now this is the real Earl. Remember of his limits. There'll be the Earl there. There'll be another Norman there. There's the Countess. There you go, you got Mercia taken care of. As I said, I may appoint a few Anglo-Saxons here and there, just to, you know, get the cultural acceptance between us up. I want London. and Kent. Especially that I'd like to be the custodian of this holy site. Because these are the most developed lands out there. This place is Anglo-Saxon, so it'll be a few Anglo-Saxon nobles here and there. So that's one. Lothian. A noble Norman will be there. Okay. That's Anglo-Saxon. Put him up there. As I said, just for starters. And each time you do that, it's going to increase the cultural access between us. Gloucester, Anglo-Saxon. You'll have that too. It's a disabled holding, so that means it'll take a while for these modifiers to go away. The University of Oxford, not yet constructed. It does have the development for it, so don't mess with it. Point Anglo-Saxon over there. What have you dealt with? Or those that paid tribute? You want to join? Offer vassalage? Yes, they will. Everybody will fall in line to connect to the rest of the lands, including those that are already paying tribute to us, or indirectly. And as for you, the rest of you, well, I'm willing to give some lands away, particularly the less developed areas, because up there is way more developed than I want to hold for myself. That'll be for keeps. I haven't really invested much up there. Point to some Norman nobles here. Yeah, looking at you over here. Like, if you want to create the titles for it, then go for it. I'm not going to stop you. Yeah, why not? Give it to her. If you want to create Holland yourself, the Duchy of, make it yourself. It'll be re-enabled in 12 months. So in 12 months' time, it's gonna be moving day. I'll be holding all this for myself. London will be the capital. We tend to build fortifications up there for starters. You know, if anybody wants to If vassalized, you may do so. He's already going to. East Anglia will. Promote cultural access. It's not possible on the first level culture in a county when assigning. Also first from the culture and all the field. Yearly acceptance between us and Anglo-Saxons. It's currently in the works. And I got another thing. As we wait a little. Wait one. Alright, who else wants to be vassalized? The Herbuth. You want to be vassalized? Hertfordshire. You can come in too. As I stepped over the threshold of my friend Erman's office, I find a bent deep overbook. A translation of Hippocrates is atrocious, he says. Part of all these structures, I was likely to cure my patients up to kill them outright. Let me have a look. 100% chance that I help him translate the text. His learning skills increase from 2 again, 500 learning. Offer tribute to Wessex. Wessex wants to pay tribute. Oh yes, the Liberty factions, you gotta be wary of that. Since you got a lot of foreigners. And plus, not everybody speaks your language, which matter of fact, there is time for that now. 2 things. I want to sway you. And, damn it. I'd like to learn your language. Might be hard, but hey. It's a new language for me to learn. I want to learn English. The Anglic language. Ye Old English. Kent doesn't wish to be vassalized unless... No. I mean, the Herbuth is not part of England, and I don't want to add another vassal at this time. But we'll keep an eye on you. How about a Breton horse? And you want to be on the council? So we'll sign right here. Oh, we got someone better. Yeah, that's the problem these days. Need to keep everybody on our side. That's the thing about it. And add some control towards Middlesex, my future capital, as I tend to move to England. And go inspect. Want to throw some money over there. Hire a cultural investor. A cultural ambassador with high diplomacy with criminal entourage. You hire someone to serve as a cultural ambassador during disseminating information about your culture and the baronies you travel through. In other words, further increasing the Anglo-Saxon acceptance between us and them. I will want to see some success there. And in the meanwhile, venerate the local shrines, of course. Got it? Let's go. Offer tribute. Pay the ransom. Don't be afraid to send gifts. Man overboard. Save him. I got him. "94 years old. Sylvester increases cultural access between us us Normans, and the Anglo-Saxons. If you want to create the English culture, embrace English culture, you've got to get it up to 40. Which, as I've stated, this will take time. Each passing year. He's infirm. You're not. And he is the heir to both kingdoms. I had considered feudal elective over in Normandy, but I guess not. As I arrive at Middlesex, I'm brought to the study. A group of servants attend all my needs and fuss around me for until I ask them to leave. How am I meant to focus on my task at hand if they keep running around the room? With them out of the way, I can finally start working on my plans, which is to... Well, the popular opinion is extremely high over there. Improve the bureaucracy here in Middlesex. My future capital. I'm actually going to do a grand tour to all these places once I'm in England. The capital. As I travel through the farmlands around Middlesex, I reflect on an all too common problem. If we soon leave the city, we find ourselves stuck in muddy ditches and fallen paths that do not go anywhere. These roads are barely of any use, if any of use at all. Thus I took the setting aside men to start working on repairs. I'll likely start affecting local citizens and foreign traders, if it hasn't already. Levy to citizens. I've thoroughly scrutinized all the documents I could find and managed to wrestle out some extra budget that I can reallocate to alleviate some local infrastructure issues troubling the county. All I need to figure out which section of bureaucracy most needed extra aid. Fixing our local tax loopholes will pay itself in due time. Oh, I didn't get the good one. No, you got the extra taxes. A corrupt bureaucracy, the extra tax. It was the bureaucracy part. Archbishop Geoffrey of England, Queen Stephanie, you stand as our rightful ruler. The word is spread about such remarkable feats should be praised. We need something like anything else, which will last for many generations to come. I'll return to you soon once the details are worked out. I attempt to grasp what great work it is planned. I feel obligated to grant him my lenience. After all, the Pope has supported my claim over England. May God help you carry out your quest, Geoffrey. Development growth. In eating spent in discussion with local landholders, I finally managed to secure a deal with one of the local merchant guilds. Hopefully this is just the start to get this county back to where I would like to be, if I only can find some amicable voice to support my efforts here. First of many steps. Pay it. Pay. 62. Looked impossible at first. I somehow managed to find a way to start putting things right in Middlesex. Ending some of the local corruption and bandits, this is only a first step in the right direction. It's crucial for the county's future. I just need to ensure to stay on the right path for the foreseeable future. As planned. Gain 50 gold because you've been focusing on taxes. Yes, sir. I'll be back, London. It's ready. Over the last months, both my spy master Gerald as well as my Archbishop Jeffrey has been nagging me with the idea of organizing a major exposition of artifacts that could potentially cover all my diplomatic acquaintances. As the goal to organize such endeavor is a major expense, I've been not convinced of the mere merits of the idea. This pair of servants, however, engage in all sorts of political intrigue and backstabbing to ensure that both the entire council as well as foreign rulers knew about the idea. Telling the event is going forward, thus freeing me to organize the whole exposition. Okay, just organize a low security exposition. Not gonna overspend that. Focus around here, gotta have something. Are you ready? London. My new home. We're going. It's moving day. Once again, the trials turns a heavy toll on our caravan. Constant snowstorms and extremely low temperatures have caused us to set up a camp. I check up on Tancred as he suffered from frostbite once more. Now he lays a makeshift bed. I don't feel so well, my host. As expected, the cold struck down for Tancred's foot again. I grab his boot to help him take it off. As we struggled for a while, we managed to reveal a swollen foot. He would lose his entire leg soon. Maybe I could do a better job this time. You got it. An unmistakable success. The exposition attracted artifacts from across far-flung realms, and it was a success to the image projected abroad. People from all walks of life, from kings to traders, paid a visit and were amazed by what they saw. The cultural intermingling was especially particular, and business was done under many important dignitaries. All in all, the whole endeavor was a huge success. Praise to my dedicated spy master Gerald and my enlightened archbishop. It all went well. You gained your level of fame. You're now a legendary figure. Celebrity. The greatest of the great. Artifact is mine. Letter balls for keeps. And look at the monthly income. Fantastic. As we traveled by the river towns, we noticed a man loudly cursing his life and complaining about his treacherous crew. As we get closer, we see him standing by the remains of a small wrecked trading vessel. Your Highness, can I ask you for a moment of your time? I happily pay for some food and assistance to repair my boat. He asked with a pained smile on his face, and noticed most of his goods seemed well kept despite his misfortune. Fair price. Londres. We are here. Okay. Remember, there are some places that's not yet under full control. But that's a-okay. Especially this area that was devastated by war. Get it back up. Do we have a seneschal? That we do. We do have our raw architect. What you need. Development 32 versus 39. You can help out on that. Get the development going. This is our new home. Embrace English culture. All we need is to get it up and fast. You don't need to spread Norman culture in here. I'll be around for a couple of years. But now that I'm here, there are faster ways to get it up. You got it. Just wait until spring. I got big plans. High trade power. We'll do the explore seas west of Iceland later. Child claimed to be employed under my beneficiary Hana is brought before me, carrying a message from the adventurer. Fear not, my great lady, for Hana is in good health. I bring you the news of the possibility of funding an even greater adventure. You see, Hana took a wrong turn, is now somewhere near Dessau. Hana's child companion on Pharaoh's dirty maps show me where they ended up. She has enough funds to make it to Western Europe. This plan was just to get additional funds to chase up a local ruin and bring home a great artifact. Dessau. Okay. Astrid curtain walls. Yes, once. Yes, it will work. I mean, some of you are Anglo-Saxons, especially you up there. Here's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna do a grand tour for the first time. Host a magnificent tour. Pay your vassals and their lands. Each stop will have 2 minutes duration. 2 months, excuse me, duration. It's gonna cost a lot. It'll be it. Well, our income is so damn good, and you don't need the prestige, so taxation tour it is. Some of you are Anglo-Saxons, so go for cultural festivals. If anybody's Anglo-Saxon, cultural festivals are going to be it. Cultural festival. Some of you are Normans. But that's probably for the local area. And join popular opinion up. You're Anglo-Saxon. You're a Norman. You're Anglo-Saxon. And then I swing back around. Yeah, no need for dinner and all that. And we don't need to go to the mainland. Give me all the furniture. Increase the starting success of the tour. Altruism. I'd go for that. Bring the culture ambassador with you. And get as much piety as you can. Let's say, after Warwickshire, go to these. You pick. No need to go to Hadrian's Wall. Castleton. That's after Lancaster. Lancashire. There are some few dangers here and there, but I ain't scared. Let's do it. We're doing it for the culture. Time has come to depart for my grand tour of England. Our court is packed and ready to go. Our first stop will be my vassal, Earl Gers, if that's how you say his name, his castle, over in Oxfordshire. I look forward to helping the people to contribute the treasury to the realm by any means available. The King of England's subjects should certainly not have any surplus hidden from the crown after this tour is concluded. I can't wait! Streets of Herefordshire are richly decorated for my arrival. My vassal, Countess Siflet, awaits me. Can't say I'm not intrigued by the customers and see what she has offered me. In exchange, I shall lighten their backs on the way to their gold. See? Upon arrival, Norman Anglo-Saxon cultural acceptance just increased. Wanted to get it up as quickly as possible. That's my plan. It's all cultural festival. We got the mangonels now. My queen. I've toiled over the workbench many days and nights, but finally my work is done. She presents you an object wrapped in cloth as I unveiled what was hidden when I was growing. A masterful maple composite bow, strengthened with aurochs horn and snoot. Strung with linen, its short span makes it ideal for shooting from the saddle. I mean, after all, you are a Pecheneg, so you know what those people like. Hunter trade experience goes up for future successors that go hunting. $107 gold. Just give me all the money and then we'll invest in England. An aged adventurer Hannah sends word. The Surrey exclaims on it. For 10 days and 10 nights, me and my party have been hiding. This bandit Lord Ogden has set a blockade on a road. Let's try. What do you advise? Caution? I'm sure you found a trusted guy to keep us safe. It seems to be quite a predicament. Pay it. Alright, comes so damn great. I concluded my visitation of Hertfordshire. Now my procession prepares to depart. The Countess and the court all lined up to see me depart. Everyone present time to collect tribute for bestowing over my presence. Easiest way to get rid of stress, but she probably won't accept. She does. Thank you. More cultural access between us increases. Archbishop Geoffrey of England causes foreign values project. I requested the finest craftsmen and artists throughout the land to weave this tapestry. It features the embroidered imagery of your mighty conquest of England and tells the tale how these magnificent victories came to be. It has been named Tele du Conquest. Court artifact. Look at that. Merely a few meters, a tapestry of much magnificence. In a place named Hastings, he removed his helmet to rally his troops. So Queen Stephanie of England prevailed and became the conqueror of England, his rightful heritage under God. Illustrious book. Prestige up, monthly renown. Same culture opinion, different culture opinion. Direct vassal opinion. Court grandeur bonus, legend spread chance. That's unique because I'm a Norman and you are in England. So I don't know if that's probably vanilla. Put that book back there. Look at that. Only unique in the Court of England. Right here in London. Wow. It's the very tapestry. That's what that is. As you look at this. That's why they call me the Conqueror. As we pass through the barony of Oxford, a jubilant local approaches my entourage. A smile stretches from ear to ear. I discern he's offering me a warm welcome, but the finer aspects of his speech are sadly lost on me. Be that as it may, I will wave away my attentive companions and return his joyful greeting. I can hardly imagine a more excellent choice to practice my angling. I'm feeling rather feisty today. Gotcha. And the culture acceptance between us and the Anglo-Saxons increases further. I am 95 and I'm feeling fine. The music in the main stage is probably all about the dancers. The beauty of their movements makes them look like a part of the stage. They throw their hands in the air and it feels like watching trees grow new branches. The gas comes from the audience and one of the dancers starts climbing a wooden wall on the stage. And now he says, I shall take revenge from... As the performer falls to the ground, the silence of the crowd lets everyone hear a clear crack. Bring the physician immediately. Honorary. Local peasants set up stalls of vegetables and occasionally, rarely, pork. As I continue my walk, covered by a decent amount of courtiers, I see a familiar face among them. His eyes locked into mine. Your Highness, as he finally approaches me, with a hand gesture to my guards as I let him continue. You helped me in times of need. When I got injured in performance, it's my turn to repay what I have. I know these lands well. I did what I had to do. No more. For the piety. I follow the arrow as he shows me a way around the festival. And now, he announces, as we enter the castle grounds, what I expect to be a pleasant surprise. I raise my eyebrows to find a marvelous fountain, all in white stone, with a silver pipe cover surrounded with clear juice. Some people got around it, laughing and throwing coins in the well. Let's all drink together. Would make sense to go this way. If you can get your learning up fast again. Submit the suzerain. And subjugated tributary. You know what? Sure. So the suzerain will break when it dies, and then we'll have to get you in. So, fair is fair. You now pay tribute to us. Time for tribute. And that he did. As we trot upon the outskirts of the little crossroad hamlet, a fearful comet approaches, with eyes wide with me. Thank goodness, you must help us, good lady. My party and I exchanged dubious glances. Bandit deserters have been preying on our village for days. They've taken almost everything. It seems Queen Stephanie's lands are almost lawless. Come, guards. Go get the drop on those villains. Even more popular opinion that goes up that of every domain that I hold, nobody can rebel against me. Progressing fast. A group of locals take the stage what seemed to be the longest, blandest sermon I've ever heard. I try to keep my eyes on, but soon enough the pause at the corner of the street looks a bit too comfortable, a bit too tempting. I must stay awake. On a visit to the tavern in Londres, I spy one of the patrons at the heart of all the attention. She is more grizzled than the rest of the patrons. It smells as if she's been there for an age. To my horror, I recognize my adventurer, Hannah, who appears not to have made it out of the home after months of funding. And for my next journey, I shall cross the Red Sea in a single gulp. This probably scoffs at glass of red wine and she rings to the drinking hall. Hey, get out of here and hit the road. She runs over the gold. She stops sponsoring. You! Get back to what you're doing! I have all the money in the world, and I could keep giving it to you until you get that damn artifact. Impossible, woman. Tribute. Thank you. It continues. This is Anglo-Welsh. I prefer Anglo-Saxon, but you get the idea. Go ahead. I want you to write a book about diplomacy. My specialty. Hey, are the laws still valid? Yeah. Laws have not changed. Not by much. So everything's fine. So that means you could still keep on building. So invest. It's not till high medieval. Invest, invest, invest. Build, build, build. And they'll slowly come around. Don't we have another innovation somewhere that gives us faster cultural acceptance? I don't think so. Art Saddle is the next one. This is why learning the language is more important. 26 days now. Learn the language. But what does this mean between us and them for learning their language? Embrace culture festival, promoted acceptance, engage in amicable debate while traveling. Yeah, we're well on our way. So it's possible that the person gonna ignore that, even though it's very good money. I cannot believe that Hannah starts gesture to what Osborne consider highly offensive in Norman culture. Osborne shouts and calls on explicit names while his men hold him back. Zizek's not gonna calm down his own. Have to do something to ease the tension. Hold on, it's just a misunderstanding. Avaricious. Gives you prestige and renown, especially renown. The sounds of flutes and drums quickly accompanied by the group of dancing guests, all following the music with joyful movements and laughter. A couple sneaks away to an alleyway. Kids jump in a circle. A lonely old man struggles to move his hips. I turn to my spouse, King Gunbog, who admires Jen's smile, clapping at the rhythm of the music. Could use this opportunity to dance to the locals. Time for tribute. Thank you. Go! The invites you to join a religious parade. Assures me that Earl Osborne watched over the preparations to give it the best parade the earldom of Warwickshire could offer. As he speaks, local monastics are praying to the main square, paying respect to the god. It's good to see the people from Warwickshire so devoted to our faith. Damn. Wish we could get it for the Anglo-Saxons, not the Anglo-Welsh. What topic is your muse yearning for? My brother, my father, and my husband all died in a war. A peasant screaming across the village square. When you commanded and won the battle of Surrey against the Count of Château, it was a victory for you, but for me it was the day 3 generations of my family died. Her anger turned to tears. Spoke the word between us. You're no queen of mine. Can't bring them back, but perhaps some gold will help. The 3 hairs. As I traverse the dense forest of Mercia, Nils, one of my companions, draws attention to a particular carving on the tree. It's a motif of the 3 hairs, each sharing a ear with the other, forming a triangle. This symbol is often associated with the Tinners Guild, a powerful organization of miners in the region. It said they used this symbol to mark the location of hidden treasures or dangerous traps for those who would dare to steal from them. Would you dare to investigate further? Let go on investigate. He has a knack for this. Successful investigation. He successfully navigates traps, finds hidden treasure. Medallion of the Tinners Guild. No churches. I visited a village while traveling through Leicestershire and spent some time discussing matters of local worship with a particular pious peasant called EPE. We don't have a church here. We travel for days and we don't want to step at a foot in the house of God. We could construct a simple church. It's going to be a while. Several peasants gathered around me and asked for stories from my life. I think back on what I could tell of 2 stories jumped to mind. One, when I conquered the Duchy of Brittany by pressing my claim against Queen Stephanie as a lovely memory. On the other hand, when I commanded and won the battle of the Harcourt against Hildgard, it was a more awesome tale, like inspired loyalty and fervor. I'll tell the first story. Traveling through the muddy streets of Lindsay, people are a rare sight. Empty houses, derelict. A child plays with a dog and sons. It hides her when he sees her entourage. A local priest points at the lady's home and we fall. My admired Queen Stephanie, Countess Edna. It's a big honor to have you visit us. Humble domain. If you'd like to, please stay and I join us for supper. I accept your invite. The oil lamp casts the light so feeble it's nearly perceptible. An old servant service food, fish, unspiced. Countess Elba seems too nervous, talking about difficulties of ruling such a poor area. Impossible taxation. The last priest we just left a couple of months ago. So let us put away the water line. She'd probably excuse herself to go to the latrine. Accidentally bumped into me along there. Wait, what are you doing? She stole my money. Shortcut. Anglo-Saxons. full control. Get that up there. That place was devastated by war. The sky above the east riding is clouded and the grey streamers and animals start to wander around the narrow alleys. Rodan's hold rises at the top of the hill, almost defiant. He could use a reminder of who he serves. I am queen by divine right. The crown hangs over my head like a moon above all the other stars. No matter how brightly you shine, I prevail. Let's just celebrate. Thank you very much. Okay, we won't be able to go over to this next one. Looking forward to that. So we headed around there instead. Beware the helmet. As I traverse the hilly landscapes of Dutch New York, in a party stumbles upon something unusual. A glint of metal catches your eye from a nearby hill. Upon closer inspection, I discovered an ancient helmet, half buried in the earth. The helmet is a remarkable piece of craftsmanship, reminiscent of the famed York helmet, a masterwork of Anglo-Saxon artistry. However, my excitement is short-lived, as when it disturbs the hidden beehive, a swarm of angry bees emerges, defending their territory. The helmet is within your grasp, but the bees pose a significant threat. Set him to retrieve it. Quickly. Victor gets home. He snatches the helmet and returned unscathed. Good job, you've got the York helmet. Masterwork headgear. An exquisite Anglo-Saxon helmet, symbol of power and prestige. That's for keeps. Alright. Lothian Anglo-Saxons. Lothian people. Word of my arousal seemed to spread through the earldom of Thurston, as our entourage soon beset by countless serfs begging to be blessed with a royal touch. I of course simply sprinkled a little water blessed by myself upon them. This was sure to be satisfied, but granted them blessed coins to soothe their affected areas would keep them happy and blessed for much longer. Here you go. Blessed. As I entered the earldom of West Riding, ready to bestow another the royal touch of local peasantry, immediately faced by what is undoubtedly the most wretched creature I've ever laid eyes on. With minimal provocation, she exposed her calloused feet just inches from her hands. Much as Christ to wash the feet of his disciples, I too am implored by God to wash the feet of my loyal subjects. Perhaps a light touch on the forehead will do. Just being nice. Don't want to get ill. I was warned ahead of time that the villagers of Halifax had come together to erect a statue of me. When I arrived and looked at it, though, I cannot really process what I'm seeing. Not only is the statue the ugliest thing I've ever seen, but it looks nothing like me. Glancing around, I can only see the proud faces beaming up at me. Does no one else know how bad this is? I'll just say this is so great. Just be nice, okay? You are the conqueror after all. Angles. So you're halfway there. I probably won't be able to embrace the English culture in my lifetime, but my successors will. That's right. I'm willing to take any piety chances I need. I approached the Earl holding flexible mail. By age, I'm honored to have you here. Please accept this gift as a commemoration of the cultural festival, so to remind us of the day for years to come. I appreciate that he thought of this. However, he looks at me in anticipation. I believe he expects him to give me back. Use this item. I could sell for scraps. Here, have some money. I'm honored by the gift. It says I get set it back to something appropriate, so I don't look like a fool. I can order someone to fetch me to Norman or Bolero. Also have the letter ball just laying around. A great personal gift. Oh, simple sack coins always save option, right? Yeah. Just trying to be nice. Even all the effort has been put into the festival, I could still notice some abandoned houses and poor materials in Lancashire. When I approached the main square, I see the Earls surrounded by a group of kids, eagerly ask about our entourage. They immediately had the moment they saw me. Brought this from the capital if anyone cares to see. I say, I shall. The golden seahorse fruits are brought with me. Magnificent, says, just to come back. Kids come back. I mean, I have no idea what the hell I'm going to do with that, but in fact, you could keep it. Last place, although this is Anglo-Welsh. Storyteller. Oh. Now you can go hiking. Tell me about the king. Me and my party traversed the verdant hills of Lancaster. The serene landscape suddenly interrupted by a sharp whistle of an arrow cutting through the air. I look up to see the group of local longbowmen practicing archery on a distant hill. One arrow straight for its target is heading straight towards the group. The archers realize their mistake. Shouts a warning for it's too late. The arrow's upon you. Your shield. Thanks. Anglo-Welsh. Terrible land. Bear with it. Bumped into a very grave looking Wilbrand, my rider, and hope he doesn't bring ill news of the splendid book he should be soon have ready for me. Oh, there you are, my age. I've hit a wall on my work. Nothing major. My idea's gone. Roused for question months. And last nervously. Just need some inspiration. As prior examples I could tell. I know what you need. Because I have eager reveler, hunter, gardener, and a fighter. What do you think? He's returned. He gained progress. Good. Crop fields up for the holding tax. I'll postpone it. Money's going elsewhere. Monthly prestige for... even more monthly prestige for the makeshift mace. Court artifact. Streets hang with tapestries. Ah, the smell of freshly cooked goat. The way Staffordshire shines during this time of the year. Bell tolls and the locals ready to sell for mass. And we chatter about the birth of Christ. There was a donkey, I tell you. And have it near the river, just like here. When my child comes, I'll be giving him as much gold. Short pipe on falls. The Lord is born. Eager reveler and content. Let's drink some mead. Your Highness, my knight Wilbrand smiles and gestures over ink stains. My work, my masterpiece is finished. Behold, a beautiful collection of jokes. The humor shows a modest understanding of our tone and sense structure, as well as a remarkable disrespect for intellectuals. The cover is wood has been played to display a repeating image of a majestic bird. Court artifact. Interesting. More inspiration? You want to make another bow? Well, hopefully you can do better. Don't be afraid, your income is so great. And you're about to tell them they demand tribute and you're going to get some gold in return. Everyone's so nice. Huh? What was that? Stage of Courtiers, but set up with hay, flowers, and interesting guests. 3 different chickens stand in the center, covered by the proud owners. Count this gestures to me from the other end of the last. Ah, here's our judge. I'll look around and see if she's referred to me. There is no mistake. I start walking towards her while she continues. Welcome to our annual animal fair, where the prettiest chicken will be crowned. She talks and moves, pointing at the one on my left. Norman chickens are truly the prettiest. Wish I could say the same for ours. Our fellow Anglo-Saxon brothers. Gonna be brotherly peoples one day. As we ride by the great church of the Bishopric of Luton, I order my procession to a halt to admire the holy place which serves the spiritual needs for many here in the earldom of Bedford. The grounds of the church are crowded with the destitute to come pray for the betterment of their circumstances. This is perhaps opportunity to show the people of the earldom of Bedford just how magnanimous and kind I could be. Alms for the poor. I am back. 300 renown. My lady, the necessary adventure, Hannah. I had a foolish one. I searched levy to the plains of Brandthiln. Notoriously lynx infested. I have a good reason to think my goal is near. Expect my return soon. So ambitious to choose a risky path. She avoided any lynxes. They ain't nothing to mess with. You know, you can do this other pilgrimage that involves, worldly pilgrimage that would actually increase your cultural acceptance gain and all that. I'm 96 years old and I'm still feeling fine. Very high trade power. You have another? I know I'm the world's oldest woman, but still. I gotta usurp that title of Kent off of here. And create Duchy title of Essex one day. Give me the gold. Okay, we'll do that after we embrace the English culture. Because I want the English to be involved in the colonization of Greenland. Not Anglo-Saxon, not Norman, English. I inspected the barracks for him when a severely injured soldier's brought in. He's losing too much blood. Where's the physician? The other is nowhere to be found. Chill runs down my spine. It might be this man's only hope. So I just step on my dead air. Thin air. My friend Norman's at my side. He rolls up his sleeve and looks at me. Step back. This is my patient. 100% chance I saved a soldier all by myself. Patient screams and thrashes. Even though 3 grown men weigh him down. Every step of the way is a battle. My nose does not fail me, and my hands remain steady. I'm not sure how I managed, but in the end, it seems like the soldier will live. His comrades pat my back, and decorum's lost her leaf. Thank you, Your Highness. We lost this man without. I saved a life today. Would love to do another grand tour again. If I'm going to be around, as I'll be over 100 years old by then. But you get the idea. Should go on an inspection down there. Oh, I know this event. Try to uncover the mastermind. But I think it'll be a big fat failure. Turtle. Our construction here. That built. I received a message from the adventurer with words of those so I could see if they Highness, on my travels I stayed at a farm tended by Abd al-Razik. I am in love. It would take a week of watching him shovel horse dung over any banquet at court. I cannot walk away from this farm, knowing I may never kiss him again. Either he travels to you and joins our court, or my journey ends here. And how to lose him. Oh boy. Permitted. Lose the court grandeur for bringing in the total foreigner over here. But he'll be fine. We'll go inspect down here and lose in a moment. And look at me now, 97 years old, Queen of England. I lived longer than Queen Elizabeth II, since she was 96. God bless her. So, yeah, God save the Queen. I returned from Europe for an artifact of my journey. She smiles proudly, explains how she wanted the gratitude of local ruler in Isbilia. That's where he went. A long tale that culminates of Lulu offering Anna's regalia to his master. Masterwork here. An elegant regalia set of masterful craftsmanship. It consists of silver scepters set with pieces of zircon, wool cloak with an embroidered with silver thread, and large zircon cabochon necklace. Short range. Oh yeah, this will do. Finally. Let's go inspect. Huh, the Stamford Bull Run. That's new. Your realm capital is close to Stamford. Can only be done in August or October in between. Seems like a fun little event, but even though I'm like near 100, so I don't know if that's the equivalent or their own version of the running of the bulls down in Pamplona. Yeah, I know about that stuff. Just going down to get control up faster. Oh, he's incapable. Leaving behind an only daughter, who is Orthodox Christian, oddly enough. You're incapable. Oh yeah, we're traveling. Well, once you get back, Rud. I would much prefer to be in a regency right now rather than actual rule. What happened, Baldwin? As far as Line's success is concerned, I'm a bit thrown off. Go for them. You know, you could still designate the heir to make it Gerald. But under feudal elective rules, there's still kin out there. Can't say. If I outlive my son, I fear I'm gonna have no choice but to forge an heir. In other words, adopt someone. Get control up. We got it. got an incapable son, and I got the other who's infirm, who will have children be left behind. Successful investigation. You. We got it. The road to Canterbury is busy with pilgrims making their way to the shrine of St. Thomas Becket, and the party has fallen into a colourful group. At night, a partner, a prioress, a miller of baldy jokes, and several others. The journey has been pleasant, filled with stories and songs. As the forest closes in, I haven't noticed something wrong. Figures moving through the trees, too purposeful to be travelers. Partner goes pale. My relics. Someone must talk about my relics. Before anyone can act, Max men bursts from the undergrowth, surrounded a pilgrim. Their leader, a heavy-set man with a crossbow, grins unpleasant. Pilgrims carry gold, he announces, and partners carry more. Nobody moves, nobody dies. These pilgrims aren't God's protection. Stand down. The voice rings of conviction, like in his heart and Robert's paws. Prowess heards their prayers and nights in the glare. Face such collective defiance, bad courage wavers, and they melt back in the forest, cursing but empty-handed. So, there you go. Opportunity to rest. Prince Jordan, my nephew. The cancer got him. That's the price of living so long. The very best. Just got that achievement. Norman composite bow. An arrival just died. Heart failure. Trampled underfoot. How many times have I told you to stay away from nearly painted foxgloves? My grandson George appears. Covered in petals of dirt, persuaded by my gardener, Eleanor. George cries, I was only hiding from the soldiers. We had to ambush them to win the battle. Eleanor goes, that darned boy trampled all of my hard work, my queen. It'll take weeks to undo the damage. Now you must pick your battles, my boy. 1 second. Get rid of that damn succession title. You got so much prestige that you don't know what you do. I would rather be of partition. Because here's what's going to happen. If my son dies, Matilda will be the one. I'll raise him myself. Raise him myself. As a proper Catholic, of course. Since you're incapable of it. But at least I still have this. I'll try to be more open-minded. Oh God, how could you do this to Baldwin? If I have sinned, why did you not punish me instead? He was blameless, my perfect son. Life had so much more in store for him. He did not deserve this. He died of old age and capable. And Gerald, he could go too, because he's infirm and stressed since he lost his brother. He could have been the one. The price of living so damn long. But no. Instead, it's going to go to George. Grandson, George de Normandy. Martial education. I'll raise him myself because I am not confident of raising you this way. We don't want no elections here. We're gonna do it the regular way. Partition. Yeah, let's deal with the Normans. It's come to my attention that Earl Idla has granted some of the territories previously ruled to a Norman ruler by the name of Drogo, who subsequently sworn fealty to me as the Earl of Cheshire. On one hand, the Normans are notorious for their skill, deception, and greed. However, they coerced them into handing these lands. On the other hand, if Drogo proves to be a Norman who is honorable, there's no doubt he could do much to prevent his vexed Norman brethren from threatening us. Regardless, Drogo has sworn to serve me faithfully as a vassal now. Perhaps that will count for something. He invited Norman settlers and he picked the ruler option. That's what happened. So many people are dying. I'm outliving the entire generation. Oh no, you're the good one. Despite your flaws. You like to search for artifacts? Well, keep it up. Take that off of you. Stop forging bows. You're younger. You know what we need? A brewmaster. Empty the cellars. Popular opinion. Get it up. You'll do. You're younger. New Troy. Another heroic legend. Huh. How about that? You know, I could do that new legend. Most pious life of Queen Stephanie. I mean, I am a pious one. Like, we've done a legend with this recently. Like, end of consolidation. We'd like to do a holy legend. Popular opinion up, control up. All that. Yeah. Just wanted to have a look on completion. Apologize around. So holy mission. Right. I think someone else ought to do that. I think I'm just too distraught right now regarding succession. While at the same time, we're still increasing the cultural access between us and Anglo-Saxons. As we're well on our way to, you know, to try to embrace the English culture. And we'll get these innovations and all that. I wish there are better ways to increase cultural acceptance between us faster. Simply for the sake of it. They belong in a museum. Gerald, you too. Oh, he died in his sleep. George, you were our only hope. As I said, people are dying all around me. I outlived an entire generation. You are the future of England and Normandy, George. I trust someone I know of. Hey, switch up. I might be making a mistake here. Swap. So you don't need this. We got someone better. Hopefully with the skill it'll make it go faster. The acceptance between us and Anglo-Saxons. I don't know if it makes a difference, but it'll do for the time being. Sigrid? Oh, she's a berserker. And she's allowed to serve as a knight. Not exactly a shield maiden, but she'll do because she's got the berserker. That's nice. Yeah. New ruler. Wessex, you can be vassalized. We're gonna finally bring you in. And who's this petty king of Kent? I believe that's you down there. We'll get you in too. Perhaps we'll be forgiven. Also, that means will Cornwall join? You don't need to pay tribute to me anymore. He's at war currently. Okay, create the title of Duchy of Essex. So that means this building is active. Will become active. Tyranny loss. It's pretty good. Though we can replace it with better duchy buildings. Open-minded. Cultural acceptance gains 20%. So there we go. Each passing year, cultural acceptance increases. $98 old. We'll end the episode soon, because this is taking a lot out of me now. You don't have battlements? You people. But we can replace it with... Yes, we can replace it with whichever you like. Good to know. At least you're keeping things stable. Greater Normandy and England are one. Not gonna go there. I want to stay here and keep up with the developments. Including the idea of explore the seas west of Iceland. I'll do that once I form the English culture, so that way I can get the English culture be involved in the struggle for colonization of Greenland. So this means this series will not end here with Stephanie. Instead, it's extended. It's got a new leash on life. Dread brings death, but the Spymaster saved me. Oh, what the hell? No wonder that explains why the Sturleonese kept coming in here. Duchy of Kent is not held by you. Right. I understand. I knew that getting older would mean doing everything slower. I didn't think it would come to a halt until my death. Lately I feel constant malaise and everything takes more effort than before. I'm worried that if I lie down I might not be able to get up again. There's no doubt that my time is running out. I feel like I could do naught but wait death's sweet embrace to claim me. How long do I have to wait? Took you long enough. I'm infirm, but I'm feeling fine for 98. Challenge the board game. Again, grandson. You are the future of the Normandy. You are a great hope. But at each passing year brings acceptance between us Normans and Anglo-Saxons. One day would be brotherly peoples. I'm sure there's other modifiers that does have culture acceptance gain somewhere. I don't think so. One morning, I'm getting ready to face the day. My grandson George approaches me. Mistress Stephanie, I found this small exploring castle yesterday. You should have it. It's a small tin pouch. Makes jingles. Much obliged. Son of a beeswax. I better get active moving again. I better start moving again. Pro-culture acceptance effectiveness further increases if you take this path. Now I know what to do next. We should go on a hike someday, grandson. If I'm allowed. Could do the procession. Like, say, how about up here in the forest of Darlington, for example? Can't take George, but you can take whoever you please. But as long as you bring cultural ambassadors with you. We should go on hikes and do other activities. I gotta be more active. I need to get moving again because I'm infirm. Yeah, so as I will... No. Stop the episode at the 28th of May here. We'll end the episode on the 28th of May. 99 years old and she's feeling fine, and we'll see her turn to 100 in the next episode. So, in the next episode, we're going to go on to do some activities. Lots of activities. Maybe perhaps a feast or two as well. Feasts that I will start, not anybody else's. Because, damn it, I want to live up to 100. And I will get that. I know I can't live forever, but still, 99 years, soon 100 years for Queen Stephanie, the Conqueror of England. So all I could say is, God save the Queen. We'll see you in the next episode. But until then, so long for now.